Are you using Angular to develop your web application? It's important that your web application will work as fast as possible. If your application is slow, your users will lose their patience and leave your app. We recommend that you set all your components to changeDetection OnPush. We want to force Angular CLI to set changeDetection OnPush on every new component that is generated. Right now, if we generate a new component using Angular CLI, that component would not be set to OnPush. I just generated a new component with Angular CLI, and if I examine that component is not set to OnPush. One way we can solve it is going to angular.json and setting in the schematics that we want all new components to be set to changeDetection OnPush. After we set this in angular.json, if we generate any new component that is generated with Angular CLI, will be set to OnPush. Right now, if I generated a new component, we see that its changeDetection is set to OnPush. But that's still not enough. Some developer might generate a component without using the Angular CLI. Some developer might delete the changeDetection OnPush. We still are vulnerable to manual changing of those changeDetection settings. So what can we do to enforce that every new component will be generated with the changeDetection OnPush, regardless if that component is generated with Angular CLI or manually? One thing we can do is we can run ng-lint and make a lint rule that will force all components to be in the changeDetection OnPush. Run ng-lint and then install the Angular Eslint rules. After we run ng-lint, we see a new file, Eslint.json. Open that file, and in the rules section, you can add a rule to prefer Angular Eslint OnPush. So let's copy this rule and set this rule to display an error if any component is not in OnPush. After we set this rule, if we run ng-lint, we'll have a lint test that will check if one of our components, changeDetection, is not in the OnPush. Right now, we detected that the first component, test OnPush, is not in the OnPush state. If we go to this component and change and add changeDetection OnPush and run lint again, now our lint is passing. So we have lint that is verifying that all our components is set to OnPush changeDetection. It's best to configure your CI to automatically run those lint tests. In this example, we'll set GitHub Actions to run ng-lint. We're setting up the CI that every push to the main branch, every PR to the main branch will run ng-lint. Now, if we push our code, and we'll head to the repository and check out our action, we'll see GitHub Actions automatically running the lint rules and verifying that all our components are set to OnPush changeDetection.